stream. I hope you all are doing so well. Happy middle of November. Not much of 2022 left, is there? So, yeah.
Dear God.
Oh, look, I'm already frozen. How fun. Who doesn't love plenty of technical difficulties? That's what we do around here, apparently. All right. So anyway, hope you all are super well. Yeah, so let's say hi to everybody in the chat real quick.
Hi, everybody.
How everyone is doing. Mr. Kyle, sorry you showed up so early. I hope thanks for hanging around. Yeah, I guess the daylight savings change was probably the difference there. Hello, Bills. Welcome, welcome. War Budgies, good to see you. How was Warfare weekend? Hello, hello. Paul, thank you so much for being here. Patty, good to see you. Some talk about Minoff. Let's see. Thomas Greibel, welcome, welcome. Mr. Kyle, War Budgies, all right. Andrew, I'm a Mog, half man, half dog.
He's excited about the War Dog.
The War Dog's the best. Oh, I know, it makes me so sad actually every time I see it because we don't have little Daisy anymore. And
she had a good long life though.
Amazing dog. Warfare weekend was awesome. Total shenanigans. Couple of successful events and got to hang out with Thomas Grable. Awesome. Oh, I love that. Well.
Yeah, Plundered in.
Oh, yes, Plundered in. Oh, yes. Hi, how are you? You came in a little after I was counting up people. So, as mentioned tonight, first off, how are you all doing? What all are you working on tonight? Flo, what are you working on tonight?
I am painting a Balrog.
As you do?
Yes, as you do.
Filling the turntable tonight are some Necrons from the, I believe, Nihilak faction. Those all came from the Warhammer Imperium magazine, but instead of following the painting guide for that, we're doing our own, which is super fun.
I was say they get us to follow the painting guide for all the Ultramarines. So.
Yes, who are just currently sitting on a pile right there. They will be played. They will be played.
They will.
Patty loves your shirt, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
So, yes. Welcome, everyone. First time. Hi, John. Welcome, everyone's first time to log on to a live stream. Oh, well, appreciate you joining us. Let's see. Flo just casually brings to life Durin's Bane, dooming us all, drums in the deep and such. Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like something I would do.
Within her
I'm like, oh no, Christmas is coming. Destroy all humanity.
I try to keep my ire about Christmas to a minimum. Like, it's a perfectly fine holiday.
It's over.
It's just the fans that I don't like.
It's too much. Also, I've been listening to Christmas music from the studio next door to us for like a month already. So
you should invest in earplugs. I love those things. Let's see, I was hoping to build some desert-themed terrain today, but just finished using the classical snow recipe. So just waiting for the rest of the night. The classical snow recipe. Are we talking about like baking powder, or baking soda, or what is the classic recipe? We've used spackle, which has worked great, but yeah.
I think if you use baking powder, I think it turns yellow over time.
No, it doesn't.
Because it just keeps absorbing stuff, and so.
I know there are a few
colors.
different videos that have a bunch of different ones tried out, so you can see what the difference is.
A bunch of different baking sodas, or just different powders?
Just different mediums used to create the snow effect.
Oh,
and how they look.
Bjorn is also putting together Necrons. I'll be helping him with those. Excellent. Good old Necrons. Paul, I've been sorting some Battletech minis. What to keep and what to eBay. Couldn't imagine selling any of my miniatures. Like, I'm a bit of a hoarder in that regard. And I hate hoarding. And I actually would live like a minimalist life if it wasn't for wargaming and sewing. Both do not lend well to minimalist lives. John, I'm currently working on Gaz, first big boy to paint for my orcs. Oh, Gazgul Thraka. Is he the one who had the beef with Yarrick?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
There's
him.
been an amazing thing going on in the Warhammer community of fan speculation that Gazgul is going to find whoever killed Yarrick and kill him.
I hope he does.
I hope there's this wonderful, vengeful tale told. Because, you know, they decided unceremoniously that Yarrick is now dead. Let's see, gonna play my first game of Riot Quest tomorrow. 2 teams of 5 going for loot. Love it. Do you both have capes on today? Yes. It was very cold when we got to the studio. So I have my hoodie cape and she just has her regular cape, her superhero cape.
I'm my superhero cape, and she has her average hero.
Yeah. My everyday. Mr. Cloud, classical snow recipes, baking soda, glue, and white paint. I used a more like sand-colored paint. Okay. Thunderden, I am working on a paint night project that I will be teaching to raise money for my local youth center. Dude, you're constantly doing stuff. I'm just so impressed. Patty, my Glacier King has baking soda. It's been white for 6 years.
Oh, fair enough.
War Veggies, I got a Primal Archon as my fun project with an LED shoved in his head. Oh, goodness. Patty, I agree with that. If not for wargaming, I'd be living the minimalist life for years. I'd also have, like, more money, probably, but that's a whole other topic.
I would not.
You know, it's a really great segue, though. We're talking about holiday war shopping today. This title got invented yesterday because we're like, holiday wargaming shopping? It's like, just war shopping. Just why not? Just make everything war related. It feels that way anymore.
It feels like a battle.
Like, oh, get it before it's out. Oh, get it before, you know, you have to deal with shipping delays, or get it before it's discontinued, or get it before whatever. So, yeah, war
Get it before
shopping.
the price goes back
war,
up.
war showering, war sleeping. Do you do war driving when you go to work?
Yes.
In Albuquerque, I do, for sure. I'm a war driver. I mean, in Mad Max, they just call them war boys, but I feel weird calling myself that, so war driver. So you got real snow falling outside right now in northern Ohio. Lovely. We had
Gotten a
snow a few days ago, but I don't know. It's just cold.
Yeah. Yep. It's too cold for snow. not enough moisture. Not enough clouds.
Yeah. So, Andrew, I'm trying to get the kids to bed, then going for a walk. Everything's in storage as we're trying to sell the house. Upsizing. Hey, that's positive.
Good luck.
Having everything in storage, I think there's still stuff we never unpacked, as amazing as that is. All right. I should add, I put like 4 coats of fixative and sealant on the Glacier King. Yes, I would like the bulk war, thank you. All right, so what's on the shopping list? Right. Oh my God, I already spent so much in Privateer Press's Black Friday sales. Got 4 packs in the mail already. Nice. Savage Brewski, welcome. Yeah, so I spent the day compiling kind of a list of different sections of things within the wargaming hobby that, you know, be miniatures and then accessories and 3D prints and 3D printers and stuff. So there's just a bunch of stuff that I kind of went through. However, I mean, if you guys have already started shopping or if you're aware of any good deals, then feel free to chime in. Totally happy to check those out. Even before we got started, my off-screen cohort did remind me of another company that I didn't even add to the list, that I'm like, yeah, they probably have a Black Friday sale, maybe. Now, I'm kind of basing it on stuff that might be actual Black Friday sales, but not everything on this list has a Black Friday sale announced or anything. So some of them are just like, this is a fun idea. As far as anything on my shopping list, dude, I've had so little time to think about it, so.
So for a lot of that stuff, would it be, I mean, if it's ordering online, is that Cyber Monday more
No,
than
it's
Black
still
Friday?
Black Friday
Is it?
sales. It is. I mean, online, because they want the whole weekend, so you'll get Black Friday for a week. Or, I mean, some of the sales have already are already going on right
Yeah,
now.
a lot of places
Is it Black
have
Fry
different-
week?
Black Fry week, Black November.
Black November is basically what it is at this
Yeah.
point. A lot of places start early on
Wow,
in
it sounds like the
November.
name of a spy novel.
It does. Which is actually pretty cool.
It's a,
Pretty cool.
it's a spy novel about a spy who's desperately trying to pick up Christmas gifts in between their shifts.
Oh. It just sounds so sad.
I just like the idea that spies work in shifts.
Yes.
Like they just clock out
Well,
like those.
You're embedding in on the retail scene. You know, you're working a Barnes and Noble shift. Maybe
I
it's
just
a
think of like
split
James
shift.
Bond and Blofeld, like clocking in and out, like the sheepdog and the coyote in the old Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Oh, like the morning.
Yeah, Morning Ralph.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Black November is a solid indie band name. Fair enough. Andrew, placed an order on Privateer, got a confirmation email, but no info on when they're shipping. Anyone else having that issue? If you just did that today, I'd maybe give it a little time, but their customer service is usually pretty responsive if you want to check on that and just make sure it's in there. Let's see, you got Card Chef and Deathjack delivered today to be used in both Riot Quest and War Machine. I'm all a quiver. Didn't get the memo that we're all supposed to wear capes. Well, it's okay, Michael. Just remember it for next time. I'd buy that script. I've barely done any Christmas shopping, plus both my parents have birthdays in December.
I don't do Christmas shopping generally. I make all my gifts. I paint all my gifts, I should say.
Yeah, you've got a pretty good setup for it. Okay, well, I guess we can get started, and I'll go a little bit out of order since everyone's already talking about Privateer Press. I figured I can start there so we can yammer on a little bit about that. I have several windows open, so if I bounce around or get confused, or if anything freezes up, let me know. So for the first Black Friday sale that Privateer has, they are selling all of their legacy armies at 60% off. So it's a boon for if you're wanting those miniatures. Again, not, I guess, fully knowing. I mean, I know there was an announcement of which armies and stuff were going to make it into the new edition. It seems to me like grabbing the Grimkin bundle makes the most sense because we know all of that is good in the new edition. But, I mean, you got Armored Core, you got Dark
Golden
Host.
Crucible as well, right?
Yeah, which I don't think they have a Golden Crucible.
Oh, they don't?
Here. No, and okay, so to be fair, all of these Legions of Dawn, like, I'm pretty sure all of these are the ones listed as coming forward into Mark IV. So you get that benefit, right? So there will be usable miniatures, and you're getting them at 60% off. So, FYI, that is the big sale going on right now. You've got Retribution, which will be whatever you feel about Retribution, that's available. You've got Scorn, you've got Trollbloods, you've got the Convergence of Cirrus, you've got Crix, you've got good old Grimkin, Khador, the Armored Core, Legion of Everblight, the Dragon's Host, and Protectorate of Menoth. So, and they're all varied, but from they're what, 40% of whatever their original price was. So that's the first, pretty cool thing. If you're looking at jumping into Mark IV and you're really shy about that $200 price tag for the starter sets, or obviously you're not interested in playing like one of those three armies, you've got the Signar one, the Orgoth one, and the Khador one now, and then the Dusk House is going to be so different. So even if you did pick up the Retribution list, it's going to be basically a different army. So I think that's fair. Illinois Farmer, well, hello. Question, are certain armies viable to start out as a beginner? Are we talking about War Machine? Legions of Dawn, like the whole army of a guy named Dawn? Are certain armies viable to start out as a beginner? Yeah, you generally want the ones with the least special rules as sort of a blanket rule, I would say. Like, if you're starting out in 40K, Ultramarines are probably pretty good to start. Not to say that doesn't get complicated, but it's always like a good basic. War Machine, like Signar, Khador, Crix, and Protectorate, honestly, are all really good starting factions. Something like Grimkin's a little more complicated just because you have the Arcana. However, how all that's going to play in Mark IV, I couldn't tell you. So we're all going to be starting over.
War Budgie says Menoth is the best starter army.
I mean, it's okay. Mostly because Fiora is dead. Oh, hail the Omnissiah. Trollbloods for Hordes, yes! So Trollbloods are definitely a solid choice for Hordes as well. They play a lot like Khador and They have a couple of special rules, but you're not dealing with cuckoo stuff like Legion. Or honestly, Convergence was also like weirdly complicated too. Cephalix, also weird. The Infernals don't even bother. Yay, Colossals maybe? Okay, so as far as Colossals go, they have stuff on, available to purchase, but none of these are set for sale. So all of the Colossals are still at their full price. So just be aware of that.
Is that correct? They're only about $100, $110. Were they more than that originally, I thought?
No, that's their full price.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, they were always running around that much. Whereas you look here, well, I don't know. Usually it'll tell you what the savings is, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's a $120 model normally. These prices seem to me to be about what they always were, but I could be wrong. Inflation has just confused me as far as what anything costs anymore. I just accept, like, oh, is that $10 bread? Okay. So, I don't know. Don't make me come down there. Let's see. When you add the Colossal to get to the cart, you get a huge discount. Oh, yeah? Let's see. I got all of them at the half price bundle price. Oh, sweet. Okay, so yeah, check for other deals in that regard too. I guess if you add stuff to your cart, sale prices will show when item is added to the cart. So say we wanted a beautiful desert hydra. Let's just test this. Oh, dude. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, never mind. Why is this a secret? 50% off these models is really good.
Not
yeah.
secret anymore.
It does say it at the top of the page.
Well,
if
it
you
says
catch it before
sale
you scroll down.
price will show.
But it's kind of like this little banner at the very top.
That's weird. Okay, so that's full. Or what its advertised price is. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so if you're looking to check out the Colossals too, they're all apparently half price right now. You want some cavalry? Check out some cavalry. Just start adding anything and everything to the cart. Oh my god. Okay, that's not on sale. It's just a crap.
Is that one more expensive? Did it?
Well,
when you
not
add it
two
to your
items
cart,
in the
it went to
cart.
99.
I don't know. Oh no, there it is. It is half off. It just gave me the full price on that one. Okay, so it gave me the full subtotal of the cart. I'm doing great today, guys. Sorry for the confusion, but yes, that's half off too. So yes, enjoy your half off items. Go check out the Privateer Press store if you want to get some cool half off stuff. Desert Hydra for $54 is really good. So.
I mean, just to get him to paint him, because he's one of the cooler
He is
models.
one of the coolest looking models ever.
Well, I would get him and also the, what is he? The battle engine. The big obsidian guy. He's super cool.
Big obsidian guy?
Yeah, for Scorn. I'm blanking on his name.
Be careful with your huge base model purchases. They do not have rules in the new edition yet. Ooh, man, you don't think they'd
They'd phase out Colossals and battle engines?
Can't imagine that.
That seems a little much.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they put a limit. No, I don't know. I don't see that happening. That would be a very weird decision if that were to happen. So, half bundle price. So anyway, yeah, I thought that was super cool, and that was actually a better deal than I realized. So cool. Check out, some lovely steelheads, or again, Desert Hydra. Oh, the Storm Raptor's available, also beautiful. Got the Meat Thresher. Oh, you can get Company of Iron. Company of Iron running. Is that half off? Yeah. $37.50 for some the original Company of Iron game. There's the Hammerfall Siege Crawler. Oh, all right. Now I'm
Ooh,
just
that
doing
one's
shopping.
cool. I would get that.
These are all really cool. So yeah, make sure to check them out. I guess I know what I'll be doing later. So that's
Spending
what's
all your money.
all of it. All of it. Mm. But hey, it's not just about buying gifts for yourself. You might know somebody else who plays war games that is physically in your circle of gift-giving friends. It's possible. And if that's the case, then here you go. Now, some other stuff that we've got for sale. as far as the Black Friday goes. Let's see, maybe they're good to buy, time will tell. Mandragora, Miranda, as soon as they're in my email, I knew I had to ask you what you thought about the new Kador tank and the factions that have discounted bundles. In my opinion, the tank is awesome, but the discount's worrisome. I mean, they're clearly trying to clear out stock as far as the discount stuff goes. I don't think any of those are going to be reprinted. I mean, unless they get remodeled into a 3D space that fits their ability to 3D print them. But the new tank does look cool. The little, oh gosh, bison. The little bison. AC something bison, AC3, I want to say. I read about it just today, actually. It's cute. That's all I can say about it.
Is it one of those things that a man-o-war drives around?
No, it's not a well, I mean, it's not really a transport or anything. It's just a, it's this thing. It's this chubby-looking tank on an 80 mil base that has some really good weapons. Range 14 weapons, I believe, on it. Like, it's no joke. It's cool looking, and
Huh,
the
so it's
80
like a
reminds
little
me
Winter
of
Guard
Wally a little
guy.
bit.
yeah, I mean, it's all in the Winter Guard theme, I think, still.
So it's
the
just-
AC2 Bison.
It's a little bit bigger than a grot tank. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well,
Some
I don't
little
know.
80
I mean,
mil?
it's 80. The Grot tank is much smaller than 80 mil.
It's not a lot smaller.
Way smaller. What are you even talking about? Let's see. Scorn Battle Engine is called Supreme Guardian S2. They said that there'll be cadres, which is weird because I thought they had also said the legacy stuff wouldn't have cadres. Well, the legacy, if they're bringing you into the 4th edition, then those theoretically should have cadres. It would just be anything that was left in legacy format, like things that are not compatible with the full Mark IV tournament development stuff won't have cadres, I think was the delineation there. Maybe a good time to buy. Yes, I hope so. New Kador tank is pretty awesome. Cute, not normally thrown around with tanks. See, yeah. Do you think Scrapjack is cute, just for context? Actually, I think Scrapjack is adorable.
Just like War Budgies.
Yes. We're Budgies and I on the same page with the same understanding. Scrapjack is awesome. He's super adorable. But yeah, like the Kador tank is very cute because it looks a little bit like an inflated toy, which I see a lot with the 3D modeling type anymore. So there's a little bit of that very rounded shape going on. It's also just a 3D model, so
Everything looks a little more Warcrafty.
yeah, there's a bit of a tunification that has happened in a lot of the 3D modeling designs. And I mean, that's not a bad thing, it's just a style choice. I'd really like to see one painted up. On the rules for it look awesome. 2 autocannons, heck yeah. It has a ram melee attack, like it acts as cavalry. So that's definitely pretty fun. So yes, I'm digging that. Have to see how it plays, how anything plays in Mark IV, right? The Kador tank reminds me a bit of Metal Slug. Metal Slug?
Is that not a Metal Gear thing?
I don't think so. I don't remember Metal Slug in Metal Gear. All right, so we can kind of move on a bit, but yeah, so check out the Privateer Press store if you're looking for some cool models. Especially if you're looking for stuff to just paint, if you are feeling more model agnostic, then give that a go, because there's really, really pretty models on here for really, really little money. So do that. All right. Part of my search, I went over to gamesradar.com, so credit to them for kind of putting together a bit of this list for you Warhammer fans out there. They are listing a lot of stuff that's mostly going to be available for sale through Amazon, so, you know, take that as you will. But they've got deals in both US and the UK. Oops. Trying to keep up with chat and things and all that. It's a video game. Oh, okay. I know Metal Slug. Okay, yeah. My video game knowledge is so sad at this point. Side-scrolling shooter king, pretty cartoony. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, if you are into the Warhammer world, you've got Warhammer Underworlds for sale, which very teeny discount happening on Amazon. Same with Warhammer Cursed City. That's a $30 discount. So if you've been wanting to pick up Cursed City, looks like that will be, or that is available on Amazon right now. Leagues of Votan, you can save a whole, I think that's $9. $9 whole off the Leagues of Votan Chthonian Berserks. There you go. Risk, the 40K version of Risk, fun for the whole family, right there. Save $15 off that one on Amazon. You've also got Warcry, the Hearts of Gur. $185 on Amazon, so $10 off on that one. Again, we haven't gotten even to proper 40K, but yeah. Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay Core Rules. You know, get that for the lady in your life, and then she's going to be super disappointed, but anyway. Battle of Osgiliath. Okay, so here's the deals, what, in UK? Okay, I already swapped to UK. There we go. So for you UK folks out there, Slaves to Darkness Army set, Warhammer Quest, Cursed City again, Warhammer Underworlds, The Horus Heresy, Age of Darkness.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Warhammer 40K Commander's deck, Tyranid Storm. So if you're trying to get in on Magic, you might check Amazon before you have to pay for the, what was it, $160 collector edition or whatever for it. So there's some of those lovely Warhammer deals. It's hard to find out what's actually happening with all the Warhammer stuff. Like, there's so many different places that you'll find discounts, and sometimes your local GW store might have like a special. Usually it's not a special that involves a particular discount so much as it is a bonus for spending so much money. So that's where you're going to find your deals.
Like, I haven't played Magic in forever, but I was going to be all in on the Warhammer version of Magic. But then, like, every store that you look at, they're all out, and so I'm all out again.
Yeah. I know.
My interest disappeared.
It's like my story of the Nintendo Switch and why I still don't own one. Mandragora, it's a crazy hobby. I have $300 in Avengers. I've also seen people in my group with 300 Avengers. Looks like there's one in every hobby. Goodness. What do you know about the Company of Iron Rules from Privateer? So guys, the Company of Iron Rules started out as a pretty fun skirmish rule set. Originally, it wasn't designed to have any sort of warcaster involved. You weren't dealing with warjacks so much. You'd have like jack marshals, I think, and they had to be light warjacks, which completely cut out Kadar. Then they sort of FAQ'd that a little bit later. But it was all designed to be sort of skirmish scenario play, and it was on a smaller mat. I want to say it was like a 30 by 30 mat that you played on. So really cool, right? Had a bunch of tokens that come with the game box. The only problem is the rules would end up getting kind of bogged down in that no one would die. Like, you'd shoot somebody and you'd roll.
Like, everybody had tough, basically.
Yeah, everybody had tough, and there was like this chart that you'd roll on to see if you actually like caused a wound or if you just knocked them down. And I think they all had 2 wounds. So think of just trying to kill Primaris with Feel No Pain, I guess.
You're just fighting Trollkin.
It was a lot. So it ended up being a bit of a grindy game, but it was super fun. I have a battle report, a Christmas-themed battle report of Company of Iron on my channel that you can check out.
Oh, yeah, it's getting into the season anyway,
It is
right?
the season. Warhammer RPG books pop up on Humble Bundle a lot. Also a good place to check if you're into the lore, for sure. We never made time to play Company of Iron. I know. I'm sorry, Patty. But you were testing your rule set, and I was playing a bunch of games. Played like 40K and War Machine a lot this year. Mandragora, if I was shopping for Miranda, the only thing I could think of would be the 10th anniversary bundle. She might not want a butcher with Argus Hounds, which is a sweet command bunker for her army. That would be a sweet command bunker. I'd have to somehow incorporate the butcher into like the terrain as some sort of casualty of war, I think. But Vanilla Company of Iron is amazing.
You just use them for your Sorsha base.
Just standing on him.
Just model him a little bit so he's just dead and laying there where she's just killed him.
Oh my goodness. Sounds like a slog. it would end up getting there. It could be a little bit frustrating. I don't know if there was some hesitation in the rules writing for that. They didn't want models dying so easily, but it was something that could have had a new edition that kind of cleaned it up and worked really nicely. And maybe that's still something that'll happen, because Company of Iron really is a charming game. I like the idea of having a skirmish option that doesn't involve warcasters, because that's like kind of one of the best things about War Machine, but also kind of one of the worst things about War Machine in a weird way. It keeps it from feeling like much of a war game. It feels just more like a video game half the time. So let's see. Morning all from the UK. I'm reading the PDF on the new Iron Kingdom setting for 5th edition. Yes, so much going on there.
Also, Jeremy's on. It's his birthday.
Oh, has he popped in? Okay. But yes, overall, I would recommend Company of Iron as a fun game. Probably need some house rules to make it work well. Super happy to have played the games I did. Simple rules and short turns are for me. Heck yeah. And I don't know, maybe that's kind of what they took to heart with Riot Quest. I hear Riot Quest does move very quickly. Hi, Jeremy. I heard it's what was special about today again? I'm trying to remember. Patty, can you help me out? Oh, yes. Happy birthday, Jeremy.
Happy birthday.
Hopefully everybody in the chat can embarrass you a little bit. Happy birthday, Jeremy. And you can yell at Patty for that. It's all his fault. I'm not singing, though. We tried to do that once for my Warcraft guild. We tried to do a birthday song on Discord. That was literally the worst sound I think I've ever heard come out of the internet.
Yeah, turns out the latency kind of doesn't allow people to be in rhythm.
In unison at all. It was terrible. Anyway, I told you that I turned the Butcher into a vassal of Menoth. I love it. I was hoping to split the Company of Iron box with my Signar fan friend, but couldn't convince him. Aw. Well, I mean, it's still half price. Like, that's not bad overall. Sorry, I just got on. It's my birthday, so I've been busy. I got the new AOS Chaos Army. Best self-birthday present ever. Yeah, man, Age of Sigmar has been, like, kind of sticking in my brain more lately. I'm still scared of it because I'm afraid I'm going to break those models. They're so delicate. Especially since I like the Grand Alliance of Death stuff, and so I'm like,
All the little banshees and their
little
spindlies.
flowy banshees and the little sepulchral guard and their little brittle bones. I'm like, man, it's really cool. We'll see. Paul, I was originally going to get Miranda one of the new Heresy Assassins for Christmas, but I refused to pay £30 for a single 28mm mini, so I changed plans. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, what is your budget in this kind of holiday shopping season? And that's definitely going to dictate. And some of it just, you feel like you're being taken for a ride a bit. Doesn't feel so fun. Shadowcat, my birthday was last Thursday. Oh, we lost Kevin Conroy. I got Bo Katan's helmet. Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, the loss of Kevin Conroy was very sad. Jeremy messaged me. Do you mean flowy banshees or flowy banshees? I bet she paints them nice. She probably would. All the banshees I have, actually, I painted, though.
Yep, no, I didn't get to do that one.
Well, maybe if I get some more at some point. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so that's where we're at. If you're doing some Warhammer shopping, I found these deals through Games Radar, and they were able to talk about it. Where was the next one? Oh yeah, so I decided to check sort of the major game companies. So obviously Warhammer was one of them, but then Privateer Press and then Corvus Belli. So they have discounts, but they won't tell you what they are. They're just saying, sign up for our mailing list and we'll email them to you in 7 days, 20 hours, 52 minutes, and 57 seconds. So if you are a big Infinity fan or Aristea, you can check on that, but you'll want to make sure you're subscribed so that you get the email and you'll just sort of know the day of. So fair warning there. Weird made me laugh when I saw them. They have this great plan for Black Friday. So it's Waldo's Weekly, Black Friday, and birthday events. And so they've got the models that they're selling here. So you've got the Walking Fortress Nightmare Edition. Oh, fancy. But of course you've got
That
some of
tree
their.
is awesome.
He's ferocious.
I kind of love him.
Ferocious. It's an angry fur. Anyway, yes. So I love what Weird does. They get me. Why do women like Malifaux models? Because they do puns. That's literally the only thing they need to do.
You see the next one?
I'm working on. I'm getting there. I'm getting
Oh,
there.
Groot slang.
Yeah, it's an alternate Groot slang, but he's so cute. Oh my gosh, look at that thing. Snow Much Mayhem Waldo. Check this one out, Flo. He's a little gremlin.
How much mayhem does he have?
Snow Much Mayhem. Snow much. Snow very much. So they've got this brilliant plan, and they kind of do a little bit of the Warhammer thing, right? Where they're saying, okay, if you spend $75, you'll get Ferocious Tree. If you spend $100, you'll get the Snow Much Mayhem model. And then they have these other additional models that you can get by virtue of like how much you spend in the store. So if this is what you're interested in, but you only want a couple of models, you need to find everyone else in your group that wants to get these models and that wants to buy a few, and you make a big order so you can get all of those extra fun, cute models like the Ferocious. He's so adorable. Oh my gosh.
They should just go all in and get real old school and just have like little proofs of purchase on each like package. And so when you buy a certain number of miniatures, then you cut those off of the package and then you mail them in.
Little box tops. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. There's like half their audience is like, what are we doing? It's this weird analog thing you're doing to me. Hey Todd, welcome to the chat. 21 pounds for an orc singer, no thanks. Yeah. Is it Flo? Never read it spelled out now that I think about it. Well, it's Florinda is actually
My
her name.
full name, but you know nobody could ever get that right, so I just kind of started going by Flo because people can remember that.
It's fair. Most people actually oddly couldn't spell Miranda either, but I wouldn't let them shorten it. So.
When I was a kid, man, I was an angry kid when it came to people shortening my name.
Oh,
I was
really?
like, no, you cannot shorten my name, and you will get my name right. The school got my name wrong at one point. They put my name as Florida everywhere. And oh my, I walked my little butt into that administration office, and I was like, you have all of my documents wrong. You need to fix this.
What is a Floretta? Like I've heard of
It sounds
Florinda.
like a type
No,
of
no,
flower.
Florinda, but Florida, like
Yeah,
the
Florida.
state.
Like
Oh, Florida?
Yes.
They thought your name was Florida.
Yes.
That's weird.
I mean,
I feel like
guess
that's weird on their
I
part.
mean, there's like
Yes.
Dakota. That's a name.
I don't know if
Mr.
that
Kyle
we're
gets
gonna run
it.
around seeing kids named New Mexico.
No, not yet. I don't know. People name their kids all kinds of weird stuff anymore. Why not? So, but yes, technically it would be Florinda, respectfully, and then everyone else calls her Flo. Jeremy, Warlord has some good deals on their bolt action stuff right now. Oh yeah, let's check out a little bolt action, shall we? But I did want to give some love to Weird. Excellent job, great marketing.
I am all
Ah,
there.
Very good. I just
And their ferocious model.
it makes me so happy. And I love that they set that at the $75 mark, like, because they're going to sell out of that. Like, who doesn't want this guy? He's so cute. Look at that guy.
I want him.
I do too. So, anyway.
So we're putting in a weird order.
Yes, we're gonna,
$150.
Two, please. So yeah, and then they've got a bunch of their stuff going on. And, you know, they're in their new edition, and as far as I can tell, people are pretty happy with that. So yeah, check it out. Yeah, so let's check out Bolt Action. You mentioned that. Bolt Action. Do they have any sort of sale happening? I'm not seeing anything from Warlord yet. Well, let's check their main site. Oh, look at that lovely link there. Delivery location would be US and rest of the world. There you go. Madness November. Okay, there you go. So they've got 15% off epic scale battles.
Wait a minute, they have it for all of November? Do they literally have Black November?
Yeah, a few places do. So there you go. November. It's November Madness. They're not calling it that. So if that's your jam too, check out Warlords. They're good company. So definitely worth supporting. Got some good discounts there. It's more historical, so just understand that that's what you're getting into. But Bolt Action is so fun. Oh gosh, can't even tell you how much fun people had with it at Valhalla this year. Enjoying the puns is free. Ferocious. I love it so much. Anyway, Mantic still does box tops. Well, there you go.
Yes.
Todd, Weird does
like
have
that.
a loyalty points thing, so you can get some money off coupons. Oh, there you go. Patty's Parlor, I love them. Keep them in my desk, hoping one day to acquire enough to get stuff. Mandragora, Florinda, you're lucky. In Mex, they have hit you with the Donna Florinda from a TV show. Not a good character to be stuck with. Familiar with that?
No, but like I'm named after my grandmother, and I mean, if people had met her, they knew that I was named after a very mean person anyway. But
Fair enough.
It's with grandmothers. See, like until I met his grandmother, I didn't know that elderly people were nice. Like genuinely, this is maybe the product of homeschooling a little bit, but I was like, my grandmother was so mean.
no, my grandma could be nice,
Yeah.
but she was also very racist and very sexist. So
Yeah, mine
you know,
too.
if you were female, she probably didn't like you all that much. But she liked me. She loved my mom. So somehow
People
I ended
just
up
pick
on the
and
right side of the
choose.
track for that.
People just pick and choose, and then they find some stupid excuse to justify why they pick and choose, so they don't have to actually, like,
Yes.
think about it. Yeah, that's special.
They like to justify their actions however they can. I get it.
I miss watching Chavez when I was a kid. Good memories. Firelock Games is running 25% off all in-stock items until November 28th. Good time to get into Blood and Plunder. All right, you know what? Let's go check out Blood and Plunder, dude.
Blood and Plunder looks pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff on your Instagram look amazing. So let's see what we got here. Blood and Plunder. So the Plunder Den. A little bit in the know on how this game works. 28mm historical miniature game. Amazing terrain, by the way. What have we got here? So rulebook, a sloop. What do I need to play?
Yeah, I was looking at that too. I was like, that sounds fun to say.
A sloop. Is this the store? Let's see. Blood and Plunder. Right. Oh gosh, there's so many choices. All right, let's start here. Oh wait. That is Facebook. That's not what I want. Not doing well here. All right. There you go. So if you're interested in checking out, so yeah, I mean that's actually an interesting point too. Is if you're looking for for game companies, doing something like a Black Friday sale can help get people who are, on the fence about trying another game to actually do it because it's sort of an easy enough in. And you know how miniature players are, like give them a little taste. They'll come back. They always come back for more. Where am I? There we go.
You have a lot of tabs.
I have a lot of tabs open. This is true. Well, doggone it. Tell Privateer they owe you $1.60. I just ordered 2 Cater Colossals so that I can build both variants. Thanks a lot. You're welcome. I mean, you can't go wrong with good miniatures. Patty's Parlor. One of the things that may be missed here, hop into your local Barnes & Noble as well. They're always rotating their GW exclusives to their 50% off show. I suppose that's true. That's cheating, though. Everyone likes Flow. Oh, God. Okay, those puns and references, I'm out. Good to see you all again. Love it. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Skelger, how are you doing? We were just talking about you the other day. Crad and Krager and them are still playing with Brianna in retail. And I'm like, why are you playing retail? But I don't know. I miss you guys.
Speaking of WoW, they came out with Pop Mart WoW figures. Miranda. They came out with Pop Mart WoW figures. So like those not the bobblehead things.
Yeah.
Like actual figures.
You said pockmarked?
Pop Mart. Like
Oh.
Pop Tart.
That's like
Pop Mart
pockmarked.
WoW figures. And they're actually kind of impressive. The sculpts and stuff.
Yeah.
Huh.
But they're
I-
blind boxes. So, of
Huh.
course,
I'll have
Brianna's
to take a
probably
look
going
at
to
it.
try to get all of them. Because
Yeah.
I told her about it when I was there.
Oh, goody. more weird little knickknacks.
Yeah, Elder Druid
Elder
was
Druid.
talking about Scoldger with us.
That's right. I'm sorry. I'm confusing all my conversations. Elder Dude's staying with us. So that's been fun. I hope you're doing well, man. Let's see. Oops, I'm still here. Just off to say bye. Let's see. Bought back into WoW retail. Can't help but realize that voice for the new race sounds like Strong Thing from Flash Gets. Oh, Lord. I use Goblin Gaming over here in the UK. No news on anything Black Friday yet. Bye, Jeremy. Happy birthday again. Have a great night.
Hello, goodbye.
Back and forth, the WoW juggle. I can't stand it. I know Brianna just got Dragonflight, and I don't have the
Yeah,
energy
I'm-
for anything new WoW. I even re-upped my subscription for Wrath of the Lich King, leveled up my Death Knight to 70, PvP geared her so I'd be ready for like that next chunk of levels and like not be just completely hapless. Then I left for Valhalla and haven't come back.
Then haven't logged in again.
I haven't logged in.
Yeah, I can't do retail. That's just too much.
It looks bananas. It just looks like a hot mess of graphics
Well,
splooging all over the screen.
I don't know. Looks like you fly around a lot and your mount does stuff now, but it just makes me feel like the Oculus, which is
Oh,
like
God.
nobody liked it. I don't know.
Nobody cares. Just think, in a year from now, you'll be 1 year older. True fact. Imagine having a channel for 10 years and watching that change. Let's see, I should be downloading Darktide in about 16 hours. Yes, I know, I'm so excited. Darktide, if you've pre-ordered Darktide, which I 100% recommend you do, because if you do, you can download and play the beta early starting tomorrow. And I think your progress in beta may transfer over to live.
So what she's basically saying is that none of us will hear from Miranda for a few weeks now.
It's possible. I don't know. I keep wanting to have more time for these games, but as much as I love Vermintide 2, I still haven't even max leveled Carillion.
I was gonna say, what level is your main
She's
character?
33 or 34 now, like she's close. 35's max level, mind you.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad.
So, yeah. I know I can't handle WoW. It's one of those things that I just know I won't deal healthy. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely that. Like, we knew plenty of stories of friends who may have flunked college because of WoW. Oh my god, Darktide, totally forgot about it. I know! So, you can still pre-order it, but it will be officially released on the 30th. And so my next live stream, I'm just going to be streaming Darktide, and hopefully I'll have some idea what I'm doing by then. So, it will be entertaining, is the plan. I think your Carilion's 33. Thank you, Paul. So, I really need to just, I don't know. Every time I play Vermintide, I have so much fun doing it. But then I never get back around to it. Too many obligations. All right, so where were we? We were looking at WoW. So it's not exactly as heavy wargaming related, but D&D does have a lot of stuff going on. So Games Radar also announced Dungeons & Dragons Black Friday deals that are happening, both again in the US and the UK. So if you're looking at getting a hold of the Player's Handbook, it's like half off. It's way cheaper on Amazon right now if you want to get a hold of that. So worth grabbing if you want to be up on 5th edition. Dragonlance Shadow of the Dragon Queen. I guess it's another adventure. Fizbane's Treasury of Dragons. Good old monsternomicon. D&D core rulebooks gift set. So that's fun. You get the screen. Presumably a DM guide. Yeah, the main rule books. So that's $86. And these are things that you may see at retail chains like Barnes & Noble too. Journeys through the Radiant Citadel, Heroes Feast, an official D&D cookbook for the person you
cool.
know is already a fan of that stuff in your life.
I don't know, that might actually be kind of fun.
That's
Yeah.
like when Brianna got a
The WoW
Warcraft
cookbook, yeah. We even ate some things out of there.
Yeah, several times actually.
But I just have a fundamental problem with cookbooks is they always ask for like 400,000 ingredients that you don't own. It's like, why is this meal costing me $200? Because I had to buy every spice. Anyway. I also probably just don't cook like a normal human, so whatever. But yeah, so there you go. Heroes Feast. That one looks fun. You've also got deals for the UK. So Dragonlance again is on discount. Heroes Feast cookbook.
Player's
also.
Handbook looks like a good discount.
Yeah, Player's Handbook is a really good discount in the US as well. Oh, and you can get the Funko Pop Vecna for the low price of £15. How cute! Little Vecna. That's not what I want. There we go. So, yes, worth checking out. I think, yeah, but if you watch what you're doing, it's less fun to watch. But if you know what you're doing, it's less fun to watch. Don't worry. I think I still make Phasmophobia pretty entertaining. Let's see, best I can do is World of Tanks, and I haven't logged in for 2 years. I hear ya. How do I get notifications for Wargamer Girl live streams? Is it on YouTube or Twitch? I should be doing it on YouTube because it's going to be replacing the stream.
I was just saying game streams. So you didn't know if you were doing Twitch separately.
I do have a separate Twitch channel for it. If I can work it out in time, maybe I'd do it to both places, honestly. But yes.
But typically it's YouTube that you stream on.
Yeah, typically it'll be YouTube. But you can also follow me on Twitch. It's just the same handle, Wargamer Girl. And you'll see me on there. I have old clips of WoW Classic, which is kind of the last stuff I was really doing on there. Thank you, Paul. Let's see. All right, so where were we? That's the D&D stuff. Now, this isn't on sale, but Hero Forge is so fun. This is where you can make your own custom miniature. So I put this character together before I started the stream because you have all these different poses and everything that you can choose. So, you know, it's...
So just make your friend in miniature form and give that to them for Christmas.
Exactly. So, for someone special in your life. I mean, obviously it has a huge bent toward RPG players because you can make a relatively specific character to someone you're playing in like an RPG. I think it would also apply reasonably well in IRM Kingdoms if you wanted to explore that too. But it's also just fun in general. Like, it's pretty scalable. You've got, again, a reasonable amount of options to choose from, so you could get a character of someone like you or your spouse or, I don't know, something fun like that. It's really cool. Obviously, the browser itself is just really easy to navigate. And there you go. It can be a little druid, maybe, if it loads. So, one, it's super fun to play on the website for, but also kind of a really cute idea for, like, just as a general gift idea. But when I checked it, they didn't have any specific sales going on for that. But you're also kind of looking at just a specialized one-off miniature, so that's more of, like, a very considerate gift. Like,
do you know how much they are in general?
I don't know. Let's see. Buy that. $20 for plastic, 30 for premium plastic, 45 for colored plastic, 100 for bronze. Oh. $8 for the STL download, which, oh my gosh, that's really cool.
Oh, the 3D digital's kind of cool. I guess that's for what, like tabletop or what do you call it?
Like the virtual tabletop stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. 3D digital figures come in high resolution color and can be used in a variety of different platforms, including Berserk games, Tabletop Simulator. Oh, wow. That's pretty awesome. So, no, they've got really good options. They've come a long way since that website first came out. So,
Remember you and Dan made,
checking it out.
somebody made some models for you guys.
Mm-hmm. They were really fun. Still never checked out Hero Forge. Looks great. I love Hero Forge. Even got wedding cake toppers of me and my wife all dressed up, all major D&D. That's
awesome.
So awesome. And yeah, that's a great idea. War budgies, let's see. Depends on if you print them yourself. I had a friend who had one in bronze. They're pretty amazing. You can also pose your mini now too. Yeah, so that's one of the fun things also, is you get all these different poses, but just being able to buy them in that many different options is great. So it's not exactly an expensive endeavor if you're, unless you're doing a whole army or something, but just getting some little one-offs is
Well,
pretty
that one's
cool.
cool. Little ninja.
Or a Disney princess, I guess. So yeah, these are pretty fun, and you can change like
I bet
their
it's
weapons
good for making
and stuff.
townsfolk.
Yeah, yeah, because you actually, as far as their accessories go, where is it? No, gear. Backside hands. You can have them holding like little tools.
Dual wielding shovels
They're trowels, thank you very much.
or dumbbells.
You can have someone holding one-handed or two-handed. I mean, that's pretty
There you go.
awesome, right?
You can have
Or
someone
two of them.
two-handing a weight set.
Yes. I mean, that's. This is cool. This for the fitness person in your life. So, I have to recommend
to
Hero
do this.
Forge. They're super fun, and it's one of those unique gifts you can give somebody you like. So again, recommend it. Might offer an alternative. Desktop Hero Titancraft is an excellent source for STLs. I'm not familiar with them. They sell the 3D assets, and you can print as many models as you like using those assets. Shake weights.
You know, I know someone who actually bought one of those unironically.
Who? Oh,
My
someone.
stepmom.
Well, all right then.
She was like, I don't know, that's a good idea, I guess. And then she couldn't figure out how to use it.
I
It was
mean,
kind of great.
someone's out there buying them.
I mean, clearly they sell, but I
They're
always
not on infomercials for nothing.
QVC, got to make a living. So yes, Hero Forge, so charming. And yeah, I'm not familiar with the one you're talking about, but I guess you can also check out Hero/Titancraft for STLs. So with that said, let's get back to a little bit of wargaming. But we're hitting about 7:30, so I feel like this might be an appropriate time for a progress check. Where are you guys at in your amazing miniature or terrain building or whatever it is you're working on? Progress check, guys. Where are you at, Flo?
I am still putting base stuff on.
He looks pretty cool. You think we can get him on camera? You just move the
Necrons.
move the
whole
turntable, probably. It's not like there's much reason to look at the back of his head. Let me hide this so that there's actually something to view. Ooh.
Just tilt him a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Very
And he has
nice.
a lot of flames and he has a lot of black, so I need to block those in first.
So everywhere that's white will be glowing fire,
Yes.
basically? Okay. Still waiting for the sand to dry for my desert terrain. Oof. I need to start building my Votan models. Been so busy on a movie project. Oh, nice. I wanna hear all about it. Todd, I'm trying to finish all my bases of my English Ivan crew before I bring the models home at Thanksgiving to paint. Got like one set of cobblestones left to paint. Oh, that's the one you just finished kind of recently, right? The English Ivan?
No, that's the one that DJ has.
Yeah.
I just finished painting Sonia Crid and
Well, yeah, you finished those more
and
recently.
Titania.
That's true. Titania. Damn, that Balrog is huge. Where did this one come from again?
DJ. Where was this printed from again?
That's a print from Fotis Mint.
Fotis Mint.
Yes, Fotis.
Fotis Mint?
Fotis.
Fotis.
I'm not the one who prints them.
Well,
I
But
get
sometimes
told,
they're
guess
on the
what? This is
bottom.
written." It's not.
it's not. Okay.
There's nothing on the
Oh,
bottom.
it's just boring old bottom. Where Budgie says, hi, DJ. It's a very communal live stream tonight. So, anyway, that's where we're at. Got rockets. I saw this guy in a movie. Can't think. Something about a ring and a Dark Lord. Must have been Fern Gully. Pretty close. Pretty close.
It's probably He-Man.
All right. So where were we? Aside from Funnel Hero Forge. So what is wargaming without amazing and beautiful mats? Table War is also doing a sale for all of November. In fact, he just straight up calls it Black November.
Does he really?
Ah,
Yes.
So there's no bones about it. And it's 10% off store-wide, so anything you're wanting to get. Now, returning customers receive an additional discount for a total of 20% off. Be sure to log into your account. So if you've already purchased stuff from Table War, check it out. Go back and see if you can get some 20% off sweetness. They've got their fat mats. They've got the geo mats, which are the ones with the, they have the overlay with the grid. They've got their tower cases, which are really quite sweet. And the macro mats, which are really fun. That's where you know, they're for photographing miniatures. They give you the actual backdrops for them. Carrying trays, I guess he's also selling now too. See, I can't even keep up with all the stuff he's got. So I don't know if you guys are big tableware mat fans or not, or if you use table mats generally, but they've got a sale going on. So if you're thinking about getting those,
And
it'd be
the
worth doing.
display cases, are those on sale too?
Yeah, I mean 10% off site-wide. So
Ooh, okay.
they're not naturally very cheap cases, but they're display cases and carrying cases. So there are these trays that are magnetized, and so if your model is magnetized, it just sits upright in the tray. And you know, he was using Doug was at Valhalla, and he was using it there, and so you just slide the tray out, and you're like, okay, there's your army, set them all back on there, put them in, and they didn't seem to shift around. Now that's going to depend probably on the quality of the magnet you're putting in the bottom of your miniature too, but like that is a way of carrying them around. And I think, I mean, you can put the models closer together if they don't really move around that much, right? Because theoretically,
They
you
have
don't
those
have
little
foam.
tray topper guys there that look like they kind of conform around of a base as
These
well.
things, oh yeah, how about that? So 30 mil, 40 mil, 50 mil, 65 mil, 32 mil, 25, yeah. So lots of good options there. So you can check out old Table War for that stuff too. Fat mats are great. Yes. It's a wrap for me. Bye, Kyle. Have a great night. Games Workshop is also doing a deal. Are they? Doug is a champ like that. When I was checking the GW site, I didn't see anything, but yeah. So there you go. That's the tower cases. Now, not the only ones selling cases. You've also got Battle Foam. They have a coupon for like your next order. They don't seem to have any specific sale happening right now for Black Friday. So this is just like if you've been wanting to get a case, or if this is always a nice gift, because carrying cases are one of those expensive, annoying things that are really nice to have, but kind of like are not the most fun to go buy. So always remember there's also Battle Foam. They do some good stuff. A Case is another one that I saw. They do similar method to the Table War stuff, except without the clear glass to show off your model. And
I think
they
that's
have.
what DJ brought to Valhalla.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there's those trays as well. Again, none of those have anything on for sale. And then of course you got KR Multicase, which we've known about forever and a day, and they've got their stuff out. They're more European, so they may also be a little bit better a deal for people in the UK or so. So that's my very quick rundown of all of the cases available for all of that stuff. For anything I know about. I don't know if you guys are familiar with other cases. I know there's like Kickstarters out that have special runs of beautiful display cases. Trying to remember the one that DJ was looking at that you hang on the wall.
The Artist Opus series.
Artist Opus. Oh yeah, the ones who do
I'm using
their
their paint
brushes.
brushes right now.
There you go. There you go. And then, okay, so I looked at a little bit into dice. Now, if you're looking for dice, there's about 400 million companies that make dice. And everyone knows ChessX, and then there's like a whole bunch of really fancy brands from there. You can get any dice you want, as far as I could tell. So for this one, I kind of picked a more boutique creator of dice. There is a girl who has an Instagram store. Well, she has an Instagram, and she also has a web store that isn't quite ready yet. But she's a friend of Paul's, so I'm hooking her up here. If you want to check out, it's Poison Moon Gaming, and she does a bunch of dice that she just makes, and does a lot of different types. So again, you can get dice in whatever fashion you want. So if you're looking to get a little bit more boutique this year with some style of dice, then I'm sure she'll be having some runs going on. Oh, quiet you. And then Instagram locks you out. So that was super fun. But yeah, so that's worth checking out too. If you get a chance, Poison Moon Gaming on Instagrammy. I detest this website though.
Well, that's because it's mainly an app.
I know. So, there you go. All right, so moving on to Monument paints. So Monument, I mean, Jason is a friend of ours, so, fair warning there. I don't see specific deals happening for Black Friday here yet either, but Pro Acrylic paints are super, super popular. They're usually always laying off the shelf, so worth noting
Again,
that they're actually
also,
in
that's
stock
what
right
I
now.
am painting with right now is Pro Acrylic.
Yes. Flo uses, we use all kinds of paints around here. I mean, obviously we're not shy about it. We use craft paints around here.
I mainly use craft paints.
Yeah, I mean, you paint with what works for you, but after a while, like, you might find that there's ones that you're more drawn to. And the Pro Acrylic paints are nice. They're all, made in America, so I like that. And again, Jason runs a good company. So their stuff's actually in stock if that is something that you are looking to get. I can't say the same for their brushes. Brush series is just hard to get. So just fair warning, you might check your local game store on those though, because they will sell them there. But the actual Pro Acrylic paints are in stock, so worth checking out. But the website might have a Black Friday deal coming closer. I don't know. But
Yeah, a really fun, advertising video though.
yeah, I don't know if
fun.
you've seen it on Facebook. The actual advertisement for Monument Paints is pretty good. I don't remember if I've shown you. It was well done. We got to meet their cinematographer at their camera guy at Valhalla, and he was really cool. Chris, he was playing a bunch of AOS, Dana, during the week.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I'm a fan of the Pro Acrylic stuff. They're really good paints. They're well made. They're designed so that any color can mix with any other color without causing a weird granularity or consistency issue. So there's that.
Their black and whites are definitely worthwhile.
War budgies. Oh yeah, I see Paul post some of those. Hey Jacob, welcome. Let's see, the website's being updated with the new stuff. Goes up the weekend, and the offer codes will be so. Sorry, Instagram angered me by locking me out there. But yeah, so she'll if you do the Instagram thing, she'll have her coupons up there for the dice stuff. Let's see. And yes, dice always make a good gift because they're the type of thing that people just can't have enough of. Isn't that right, Paul? All right, what else have we got here? Age of Miniatures. Okay, so looking into 3D printers. So I know some of you all are at least into the whole 3D printing deal, and we obviously are. I've found it mostly useful for building terrain, but I mean, this Balrog was 3D printed.
Yes.
Do you know which machine printed it?
DJ, which machine printed this Balrog?
Anycubic Mono X6K, I believe.
The Anycubic Mono 6K apparently printed that
Mono
one.
X.
Mono
6K.
X. Oh my gosh. I'm
How
sorry.
dare you?
How dare me. So yes. So there are some sales going on for ye old Black Friday sales going on for 3D printers. So I pulled up the website for each of those. The Elegoo is one of them. And they're doing their Black Friday early access 50% off in some areas. And I don't know if it's going to be a bundle deal or not. For $1,000, you get this chonker guy here. But you've got some deals on 8K
Wait a minute, what size
printers.
was that?
That's a great question. I don't know.
I was just curious. Dana was telling me about one that does, that might be it. It says 12 inch.
Jupiter features 12.8-inch 6K monochrome LCD. So yeah, that would be your build plate. Wow. I mean, the specs in that are actually really nice. 5-inch capacitive screen. Better
Yeah,
printing
you can actually
experience.
start making props with some of that stuff.
Large print volume, 277.848 times 156 by 300 millimeter build volume. Yeah, so you can make some some big things there. I mean, they're never like so cheap, but they're getting dang affordable. And again, that's like the crazy one. But if you are looking for smaller stuff, all of those printers have become pretty inexpensive. And then as far as resin, that's just, I don't know, resin cost is fairly fixed. I don't know how crazy resin gets. Hey DJ, how crazy does resin purchases get?
Depends on what you're going with. Normally you're going to spend about $30 to $40 per bottle.
$30 to $40 on a bottle, and how long does a bottle, like how many miniatures are you supposing you get out of that?
Ooh, depends on how many miniatures you're printing, but you can easily get
Like,
let's say 30, 40 miniatures out of a bottle.
okay, so like $1 a miniature potentially. Maybe less if they're smaller. So
Yeah, that sounds about right.
yeah. So if you're interested in the Elegu, I'm sure I'm saying that completely wrong. They've got 50% off deals. Okay, never mind. $1,200 for one. It was $9.99 actually. It's $300. But yeah, those 3D prints do look so good. Let's see. There's no finer white paint than Monument. Yeah, Patty's on it. They do make great, a very clean white. It has to do with like the zinc. I don't know. It was a whole process. He explained it, and then I was like, that's really cool. It's very white. I like the Photon S, but I wish I would have waited a year for the mono. Patty, I printed an entire 1,500-point Necron army with one bottle. Nope, saying Elegoo correctly. Okay, well, there we go. So that's that one. And then the Anycubic is also doing a Black Friday early access as well. So it's already started. It started on the 11th, and it's going till the 20th. So you can check out that. There's PLA, so if you're doing the filament printing, and then you've got resin for your actual resin printers. And yeah, $309 for the Anycubic Photon Mono X right there. What printed that ball rug? No, I'm sorry. That's the Mono X 6K, $479. So there you go. But they're all discounted right now, so if you're looking at an Anycubic, they seem pretty cool too. But you don't, with these, you're not just buying the actual 3D printer. I think there's also, a cleaning bay and stuff. There you go, wash and cure machine. So that's probably more like the price you'd be looking at, because you're going to want sort of that whole bundle. And I guess there's also all of these other extras you can add to it. So yeah, fair warning. You can spend a fair chunk of change on these, but
Depends on how high tech you want to get, how big you want your things to be.
yeah, that's true. If you're just making small miniatures, then that's not bad. All right, so that's the Anycubic, and I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff get printed on the Anycubic. It's really nice. Let's see, things most people will never say. I wish I would have waited a year to get the mono. I'm taking that out of context. Take that one out of context. Mm-hmm. Indeed. All right, and then I think I had one more on here. Thanksgiving Day sale. Oh yeah, so this was the Creality store. Now they are going to have Black Friday discounts, but they didn't quite announce what they are. But what they are doing is a prepare for Black Friday thing where you spend $30 essentially on a gift card that's valued at $60. So it's double your money, limit one per person. So you can get that, and then they're going to have like all of the 3D printers that you want to buy. Now, Creality, these are filament printers, so you're going to have way more in the way of print lines and all of that. But generally, the build plates are a lot larger, and this is what we've typically used because it's really good for prototyping, props, and all of that sort of thing. But also really good for making terrain. Yeah, it's really good for terrain. You can build large pieces of terrain on it, and it's all really sturdy. I mean, even with a 10% infill, you have models that just survive being dropped and are just nice and hardy. It's not the same problem you get with making something from foam, for example, without a hard coat. So, and they're also usually a lot less expensive. They can be a little bit fiddly on the print bed. You have to level the print bed and make sure that's really, really even. And then it usually takes some getting used to as far as deciding what works best for you for making the plate sticky to the actual plastic that comes out. So like hairspray is one that's worked well for us, but some people will have a tape that they put down. But those are all just things you learn. But yeah, the cost of filament 3D printing has gone way down. And then actually getting the 3D printing filaments themselves are not bad.
It looks like they do have resin printers too.
Yeah, let's check that out. Never used like I could speak on the Creality like filament stuff, but their 3D printers I'm not familiar. Oh wow, $150. 3D printer. Huh. Well, there you go. Maybe that's a good way to start.
What resolution that is?
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
it's
kind of
tiny.
wild. 5-inch touchscreen, 6-inch, 2K.
So it's like an HD, full HD monitor.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That's not bad though.
It's basically just your cell phone in there.
Yeah, probably, but I don't know, if you got like a kid or something who's just really excited about it, a little bit of a learning.
Or D&D models and stuff
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
true.
I mean,
That's still plenty for that. that's
like
true.
any of those Space Marines sitting over there could, be printed on it.
Yeah, so there you go. Creality is probably your most economic option as far as that goes. You're still going to want your curing machine, ideally. So that's still going to run you some extra money, but whew, that's really fun. So check out ye olde Creality. Providing out-of-context quotes is like half my personality. True fact, can confirm. Andrew, what goes in hard and comes out soft? It's spaghetti. What's on your mind? Oh, gosh. Anyway, we're almost through this as far as our lovely holiday printing guide. What else did I have? Oh, Miniature Market, yeah. So I pulled up Miniature Market because they might have some sales. So there you go, 60% off Transformers.
TCG.
All right, then. We've got your holiday gift guide here. Miniature Market has been a staple. We've shopped with them a fair bit. And they sell all kinds, right? So your board games and your RPGs and your tabletop stuff here. So what all have they got here? Oh, yeah. A lot of Marvel Crisis Protocol. So.
Ooh, Blood Bowl. Second season, 136.
Yeah, so normally 160. So there's some discounts happening there. So Miniature Market is always a good place, a worthwhile place to check out as well. And did I get everything? I think I might have actually gone through my whole list of holiday shopping recommendations for the wargamer in your life. That's a lot. But I don't know. I feel like the 3D printing, I mean, it's going to depend on your budget, right? So it's like the gift for yourself, maybe, or the gift for like someone you would spend a lot of money on would be like the cool 3D printer stuff, because there's so many places you can get STLs for dirt cheap or free. I mean, Thingiverse is obviously a thing. So still want those Marvel Sentinels. Oh, okay. Miniature Market had Wrath of Kings sale. I swear it was 80 to 90% off. I remember that. They did that with Dust also, when Dust Tactics. Was it? Yeah, it was the Dust. It was one of them, because there's the Dust game and then there's Dust Tactics, and one of them shut down. So all those miniatures went on super sale. And then obviously when Dust decided to close, they super liquidated all of that stuff too. And they're still really beautiful models. So definitely always worth checking out. They're a huge warehouse as far as I can tell. They've got tons of stuff. And they have these big sales every so often. Patty, I would second the notion for the curing machine. Kind of laborious cleaning without one. You know what's funny? I had a dream about how dumb codexes are. Well, I'm looking forward to Imperial Guard being really good for a little while. Maybe that'll happen.
For what it's worth, I like physical media like that, like actual just codexes you can have in your hand, but I hate the way GW lays them out and stuff. Like if they actually just had a lot of lore and then all of the rules you need easily referenceable, then I think codexes would be pretty
navigate
cool.
the rules.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the way it's laid out does, like, it has a uncomfortable feel to it, like having to reference 3 different books to like answer a rules question. It's not fun.
Feels bad.
But I do think that they are smart to keep physical media going as far as war games go. I mean, I think there's always that fine line. I mean, I know everybody gets really, really in love and wrapped up with apps, but the nice thing about tabletop games is that they are analog, that they are something you can play when the power's up. They are something you can play come the apocalypse. I mean,
Or something you can play when you're sick of dealing with software.
or you're sick of dealing with software, exactly.
Don't want to
It's
stare
like-
at screens anymore.
Yeah, I mean, as long as human beings are in fact physical creatures, there's always going to be a value in having physical media. I mean, I'm not really a fan of having everything digitized. I think that it creates a weird like effect of things being able to get edited on you, even without your knowledge, which can make you feel like you've gone crazy, and just the unreliability of that, or it needing to have a Wi-Fi connection, and heaven forbid you're in a rural area, or I don't know, maybe you don't have Wi-Fi or something, like, I don't know, it's a whole thing. So I like the idea of codexes and physical rule books. I think it's smart. I think it's another way that a company stays afloat and makes money, because there are lots of people who like to read it, and I think having lore in that's really, really valuable and good. So it's my little tirade on physical media. I think it's good. And I understand where it can be frustrating to get buried under it, because Lord knows we have plenty of stuff. But at the same time, it's never something that's useless.
By the way, Patty is going to tell him that he should get ZBrush, start learning.
Oh, yeah. ZBrush is, it's just its own program, right?
Yeah,
It's not a
and
plugin.
it's modeling. It's just for
Yeah,
modeling.
it's just
So
sculpting type modeling.
most of the
yeah.
stuff that you see people doing on here is done in ZBrush.
Andrew, I've not heard anything good about Wakanda Forever. So we did go see a movie yesterday, but we did not see that one. And part of the reason for it is it's 2 hours and 41 minutes. And I'm like, I can't keep doing this, Marvel. So yeah, I skipped this week. And I've started skipping Marvel movies in general. Like, I saw Spider-Man, but like I skipped the Eternals. And then we'll probably get
Well, there
around
was
to
one that
Wakanda
came out
Forever.
that we didn't see. What was that?
That both of us didn't see?
I thought so.
Oh, I know. The Eternals was another like almost 3 hour slog, and I was not going to do it. It was just no.
Well, what
No.
was, I guess, Love and Thunder. Was that the last one that came out before this? Oh,
That's
no,
the one
Love
we
and
just saw.
Thunder,
Yeah.
and then the
Multiverse of
Madness.
Madness.
Multiverse of Madness.
Oh my gosh,
That's
I
the one I
forgot
missed.
about
So we
that
did
one.
see those.
Yeah, we did. See, and it's just not as fun as it used to be.
Well, it's just because they're not very good anymore. They're just not good movies.
They're just not very good at their job anymore. It sucks. So let's see.
Doctor Strange's mom.
Let's see, particularly for a social game. Let's see. Plus, if the company just decides to wipe the app one day, the rules are gone for good. True fact. Patty, my least favorite thing about the new War Machine app, can't build lists without internet connection.
Yeah, when they lost the cards, I feel like that was a bad move.
Well, they do have cards that are supposedly printable from the app. So they did do that.
So you still need the app for it.
You need the app and internet service, which is a little bit of what Infinity does. Like, you have to list build there because they actively track it. So I'm assuming the reason for list
Yeah.
building on an app on a connection is because they're actively tracking what people are building and playing with.
Yeah, Infinity does that. Corvus Belli.
Yeah,
They
I know.
since you have to build it on their website, that way they can look at the statistics of who's getting used and all these analytics.
Yeah, that's how they
I don't
determine
know.
balance. So I expect that would be the reason.
I think that if you're pulling balance out of that, I think that's a bad idea because sometimes things are just aesthetically popular.
Scourger, oof, ZBrush is a beast to work with. I don't even know. Got rockets. Also, if you'd like an older edition, better than the app changes and you're forced into the new game. Yeah, there's a little bit of like this, we need to do this to the player base herding mentality that I don't like. I mean, it's what I absolutely resisted about World of Warcraft, right? It's like, oh, here's all this work and you got this gear. Oh, new edition. Everything you have is garbage. Like, it is such a feels bad police that comes from. And it's not very respectful of your audience's time, right? Because people, like, you know, the whole one life thing, hours of your life, you literally never get those back. And then the game is like, oh no, you're having fun, you know, doing this. And then when we say it was all for naught, you're supposed to be okay with that.
No, I really like the way Mark II was mostly handled for War Machine for that, where it was just like, nope, these are the rules. We're not changing them.
Mark
Like, you get what you
II
get.
was a mostly great game.
Yeah, I agree.
I have Nomad Sculpt for my iPad. I've watched several people sculpt and print models from it. Nomad Sculpt, okay.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Well, that's because it's for an iPad.
Is it
Robot-
just an iPad or is it any?
Well, it's probably
app?
just Apple.
Yeah, probably an Apple product.
If it's just an Apple product, then yeah, none of us are gonna have used it.
Robotic Dragon. I went to a movie last night, Pray for the Devil. I enjoyed it. Nice. Black Adam was excellent. We saw Prophet last night,
Yeah.
which was it's like a historical. If
foreign
anything's
language
going to be
Polish
remotely
film.
tied to any sort of Soviet history, then I'm immediately like drawn to it and want to watch it. And this was a story about a primate made cardinal in Poland during the 1940s and up through 1970 or so. And it just follows his life and kind of what's going on in communist Poland, socialist Poland at the time, and kind of paves the way for the next pope, who helped to bring down like the communist regime of Poland and Russia after the fact. So it's like this little historical thing. It was all in Polish, ton of subtitles to read. Interesting flick, but you know, there's always things where I'm like, I wish they explained this, because there's a lot of history that they just don't give you, and you'll just see moments go by, and you think that was probably significant in some way, but I'll just have to hopefully remember to look that up later. So
Yeah.
it's kind of one of those types of movies that isn't. It was the same problem. It was a similar problem as The Green Knight, where if you didn't know the Arthurian legend pretty well, you didn't know what they were doing with that movie.
What was it that we saw? Medieval? Something medieval?
We haven't seen it.
No,
it?
we did.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we did. I forgot about that movie.
Yeah, that was another one where the lead up to it, right? Because there were two popes, and they kind of
right.
loosely mentioned it and then moved on, but it was kind of integral to the plot, and so it's like they really should have maybe explained it better, because
or at least told you the homework you needed to do before you watched the movie.
well, it's just a chunk of history I'm not familiar with, and so I'm not going to pick up the references.
Yeah, and it's like, who did you make that movie for at that point? Because an amazing strength of a movie is to tell a story about something. It can be a piece of history or a piece of something, and then the audience should be able to follow it enough to hopefully then take on an interest to go on and maybe learn more themselves or do research, but have enough of a grounding. If they watch a movie and you really did have to know everything going into it, then it's almost like a weird history recap. And it's like, is this for a class, or this isn't really falling into like a movie category very well. So yeah. Doctor Strange 2 perhaps was a miss for me. It was not very interesting at all. Or budgies. I like 3-hour movies if it's called for. Some of them are just excessive. 100% agree. Like, Talented Mr. Ripley is one of my favorite movies. Titanic, pretty solid movie. The Lord of the Rings trilogies. It's not an attention span thing, but it's when the movie feels like it's actively wasting your time, then I'm not really on board with that anymore. And a lot of
Actually
movies do
went
that.
to see Terrifier 2.
Oh yeah, you went and saw that.
It's crazy because it is, and it would have made a really good 90-minute movie, like a really solid one. But the whole thing was it's like 2.5 hours, and it really felt like it. And I don't know, it was so weird. It's like, how do you get up to
added an extra hour to it that didn't need to be there.
Well, and it's like you see a lot of, kind of like horror films or something that are just kind of padding their runtime so they can be a feature-length film. But it's like, no, you had this. You kept padding until you're at 2.5 hours.
See, and that's the thing. Like, you're going to remember a movie that flies really well. A sweet 90-minute movie is probably going to get someone back in the theater to buy a ticket again than a 2.5-hour movie that starts to just feel really boring and people are like, well, I'm glad that's over. They paid the same price for the ticket. Like, what benefit are you even getting out of that?
Yeah, I feel like theaters don't like it as much because they can't do as many showings.
Well, and I wonder if it's for streaming because of the price per minute thing or per hours watched.
That's possible.
And it's like, if that's the case, then that is a gross model. Like, it literally, again, wasting people's time. So, if Marvel doesn't release a movie or series every month, people forget they exist. I heard that joke recently. Yeah, it's a weird paranoia running them right now.
I kind of feel like that's true anymore because the quality of everything's so bad. People, I think once we took care of Thanos, people were like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I felt just fine
and
with
then they
that.
went and watched that Spider-Man movie and were like, yeah, I like that. That's a nice little cherry on top.
Yeah, there you go.
And then I think they're about done.
Printable from the app, but phones don't link with printers easily. Yeah, that's true. How does Corvus Belli know the difference between actual army lists and people making trash? I don't know. I assume they have a method of that, but...
I know they do it for tournament lists a lot. Like tournaments will require you
you
log in.
submit the list to them, so they might just be getting the list from tournament-based reporting. So you agree with War Budgies, 25-minute long fight sequences, and I forgot what they're supposed to be fighting over. Dude, that was Black Adam. Like,
yeah, I
that
get
movie was
bored
like
anymore.
90% fighting over stupid reasons.
So I get bored over action scenes anymore. And it's
Well-
not to say that I personally am bored, because then when I watch Mad Max Fury Road, which is
Exactly.
one long action scene, I love it and I'm like really engaged. So it's not just me.
No, like Mad Max Fury Road is probably one of the like prime examples of action done right, because the story is actually being told. It's not pausing, so you can have the action sequence, so you have your bathroom break, so you can come back and learn the next stupid plot point, which unfortunately Black Adam suffered heavily from. More budgies. I really enjoyed Black Adam. First half was meh. Second half was wow. Second half was wow. But it's not a bad movie at all. I mean, The Rock, he does a good job.
He's saying the second half is World of Warcraft. I think that's what
Oh, okay.
that must be what he's
That
saying.
must be it. It's 2021 iPad M1. Okay. In Czarist, Kador, movies, watch you. It's been a great platform for getting my writing and drawing done. Oh, good. Let's see.
Damn socialism.
Yes, indeed. Let's see, the best part of movies made from Eastern Europe is they're usually made with a lot of Polish. Yes. There's a lot of subtitles. All Quiet on the Western Front is pretty good. Wasn't a fan of some of the changes they made, but still good. Okay. The 12 Chairs? Did you see Medieval? The one with Ben Foster playing the role of Jan Zika? Michael Caine was in it? Yes.
Yeah, that's what we saw.
Yeah, no, we did see that one. And then I forgot
It was
about it.
pretty good.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And the stuff, like the acting, the character you follow and all that was interesting on its own. But I felt like I missed half the movie by not knowing the history.
Well, yeah, I mean, you just follow his personal experience with stuff, because and they're major questions that he has to like ask himself and really reconcile. And while he's doing it, I'm like, I don't know, best of luck to you, man. I don't know what's going on with this,
exactly.
so I hope you make the right choice.
Let's see, the best part of a movie show is the mostly lack of reading. All Quiet on the Western Front is great. I do need to see that one. These 3-hour movies lately need to stop. I agree.
Yeah,
and again,
I agree too.
and you're absolutely right. You say you need to justify that sort of runtime. I mean, just sitting and chewing on the scenery. Freaking Nightmare Alley, if you saw that movie, was just an example of the movie just making a mockery of you sitting there in the theater still watching the stupid thing. Freaking hated that movie. And
Wait, which one?
Nightmare Alley.
Oh, God. That was
With
just
the
kind of a bad movie, though.
1940s Carney story. Oh my gosh. Just a waste of your life right there. And it's like, it's like hearing, I think I described it as like a little kid telling you a story, and you know exactly where the kid's going, you know where the story's going, but he's like, no, stop. I'm going to tell you the whole thing, and you're just politely waiting for him to get to the point that you knew about. And then when he tells you the end, he's expecting you to be surprised, and you're like, oh God. But this is a movie that was made for millions of dollars and not like a dumb little kid. So I don't know. What do you do?
Anymore, I feel like a lot of movie makers are dumb little kids, though.
Titanic, woman on her deathbed, reminiscing about a fling instead of her friends and loved ones. I mean, fair.
I mean, it's kind of a good point.
But it's an enjoyable movie, I think. I haven't watched it again in a long time.
Well, what is it? I think her daughter's on the boat with her, like hanging out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Had to hard disagree on Lord of the Rings. Point well made on the Hobbit films. They should have been 1.3 or... No, I think the Lord of the Rings films were fine at their long length. That's fine.
Oh, I think that the short length. So, I actually had not read Lord of the Rings before I went and saw it in theater, or at least the first one.
Right.
It's just when I'd read The Hobbit, was really familiar with it, and just had never read the Lord of the Rings, and so I went and saw it in the theater, and I was like it's just bad.
Just going at
Yeah,
such a
it was
clip.
such a everything
Yeah.
was just so quickly paced and gone through. It just wasn't very good at all. But I read the books and enjoyed it, and then when I got the extended versions, like those are way better. As far as the Hobbit films, they should have been a single 2 or 2.5 hour film directed by someone else. Directed by
Yeah.
someone who was invested.
Yeah.
Because Peter Jackson was invested in Lord of the Rings, and he just winged The Hobbit.
Well, he came in later because there was another director, right?
Guillermo del Toro was supposed
Yeah.
to do it.
That's right. So, yeah, The Hobbit felt padded, and it did. It felt padded. And
That's
so it's
because
like...
it was.
Well, yeah, but it's like there's it being that, but then also when the audience recognizes that, because that doesn't always happen, right?
Well, not even just padded. I mean, they had fight scenes where they were just telling them, just swing around at stuff, and we'll add bad guys later.
Oh.
Yeah, it literally happened.
Whereas like the Lord of the Rings, there's actually just enough story there to justify it. Like I'll do the 12-hour Lord of the Rings extended edition run. Like
I will.
yeah, like
That's something I'll do.
and we have done that. Like
multiple times.
because it's fine because you're like, oh, and here's this part. No, I love this part, and it doesn't feel like you're slogging through
I don't
anything.
mind. I'll watch a 2.5 hour movie and then like a 5 hour video essay about the movie after that. Like
That's true.
I'm fine with that stuff. It just has to be worth it.
This should have been made, yeah, an hour and a half or an hour 45. Too much padding and video game stuff. They started doing stuff based on the recent woke stuff, which wasn't very good, and then applied the usual Hollywood filter. Surprise, it's not good. Yeah, very true. And you're just seeing that, like
100% agree.
movies, they're all following this very specific formula. And so, I mean, I think just audiences, one, are bored with it, doesn't really connect. But then it's like you already know what you're going to go watch anyway. And you also kind of don't want to get caught up in all the anger online about it either. So, I don't know. Justify the runtime or make a TV show. Well, if it's a TV show, I'm unlikely to watch it. I still
Actually,
haven't
TV shows that we've watched, the last several of them, they feel like they're padding out their runtime.
Yeah.
Like they have like 3 or 4 episodes worth of a story, and then you're still watching like 8 to 12 episodes.
I liked Stranger Things 4, though. That one felt okay for what they
Yeah,
were doing.
that
But yeah,
one
there's
did.
exceptions. And that's why Cobra Kai I love, because it's a half-an-hour show. It's great. It doesn't waste your time. It's beautiful. It's delightful. Johnny Lawrence is my spirit animal. It's great. But then, what was it, like Lock and Key or something? We started watching that. We're like,
I didn't finish that one.
Wheel of Time. I was
terrible.
like, I can't do this. I feel like I need to go do something productive. So,
Although I've never seen that so effectively done as Attack on Titan. Where
which
like,
Paul loves. So it's clearly a taste thing.
well, as far as story though, there's literally no plot advancement until the last minute of an episode and the
Yeah.
beginning minute, I think, something like that.
No, and he told me that there is someone who did like a supercut
Yeah.
of Attack on
I
Titan.
bet there's
That's
a
like,
told you
really
that
good
too.
1
Oh,
hour,
okay.
like 1 to
There's a
1.5
comedy
hour
supercut.
movie that's probably a really good anime
yeah.
out there.
Yeah, because the concept's super interesting. The aesthetics are super interesting. But it's like, if that's all you've got and you just really hang on that, then, it gets old.
But I've seen a lot of TV shows that do it too. But Attack on Titan was probably the most most egregious.
Let's see. I think it was made more as a fun project for the director. Scorsese directed people. Should watch it as a good work of film. Looked good visually, good acting, but it basically vanished at the box office.
Wait, were you talking about Nightmare Alley?
I think so, because
So-
you liked it.
So
Or
I don't agree with
Robot, sorry.
Scorsese on a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
And for his statement on that, it's the kill your darlings.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just because it's everybody's doing their job correctly. If you don't have a good story, then it doesn't matter. You just still don't have a good story. I mean, it's fun watching great actors act. It's fun, watching beautiful cinematography. It's fun watching all that stuff. But it's
Yeah.
like it should, kind of be in service of something.
Well, it's your job. The movie it has a fundamental job of telling a story, and then it can be entertaining, right, to the right audience. But if you have if you're just doing it for yourself and it really comes off that way, then why am I paying you to entertain yourself?
So like Sleepy Hollow is probably a really good example of it.
Sleepy
Like I
Hollow's so
love that movie. It's not a good story. And
I
so
mean, you
I-
could argue that with the Fifth Element.
yeah, oh yeah, I do. But it's also like it's like the what is it when you see people talk about their job and they'll complain about their coworker who gets paid like more than they do, but they don't pull
They're
their
doing
weight.
work or whatever, yeah.
And you're like, well, imagine look up what the WGA minimum is just to option a script, and then he probably makes way more than your coworker. And if he didn't do his job, why is that okay?
Although with writing, that gets really funky too. If you watch Max Landis talk about films, the story that you've sold or the script you've optioned will still go through several other hands, and it might have been a good script to start with, and then just gets beaten into some unrecognizable pulp, then gets
Depending on the
directed
project, it depends on the
Yeah.
project. Like some of them, I'm pretty sure Nightmare Alley was a single writer.
Probably it was an adapted screenplay from a book.
Yeah.
And they did another one that was a book of that same era, and they just all sounded so boring. So I don't know.
Yeah, if anyone's interested in that, go look at an article. I'm trying to remember what it's called, like How to Write a Hollywood Bomb or something like that. It's the guy. It's one of I think 12 or 15 writers, something like that, for the Conan remake that they did with Aquaman.
Conan? It wasn't the Ben-Hur flick?
No, it was Conan. It was
That's right,
what is
Jason
his name?
Momoa.
Jason Momoa. Thank you. Yeah, and it kind of it's an interesting article because he talks about how that machine works.
Yeah. Melinda did the extended cut of Lord of the Rings last month. While I was drawing my Inktober's, the Hobbit Hole birdhouse got me started, and I just let them all run. Oh, your birdhouses are so cute too. So Belinda she's an illustrator, so she does miniature artwork and her Patreon. We were voting on her cute
Birdhouse.
birdhouses. Yes.
Yeah, for her calendar that she's coming out with.
Are you going to be doing a Kickstarter on that, girl? See, the 3 Lord of the Rings books equals 12 hours. The Hobbit, 2/3 the length of one book. 7 hours? That's bad math there. True fact. But I mean, you can tell again, they're milking it. It's just that cow didn't have any milk left, so they're just like,
Well,
anything.
I'm pretty sure that the runtime of all 3 of those Hobbit movies is roughly the same as the audiobook for
Probably.
the Hobbit.
Ooh. Let's see, most of the episodes in Cabinet. I liked most of the episodes in the Cabinet. Oh yeah, the Cabinet of Curiosities. Paul keeps telling us is good.
Huh, I
It's
haven't heard of
TV.
that one.
It's gonna be a while to get to. It's Guillermo del Toro's TV
Oh.
show on Netflix. Yeah, it's I've still gotta watch Cobra Kai, and then there was something else that I needed to watch too, and I don't know. TV's hard. Cyberpunk Edge Runners did a good job cutting the BS and told a good story in 10 episodes. Yeah. A lot of them are just afraid of the editing hand. So, and I don't know if there's weird behind the scenes stuff of actors wanting a certain amount of screen time, and there's so many things that get pulled.
Well,
in
on,
that stuff.
on streaming, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head.
Or just by hours.
Yeah, because
Ugh.
it is I know Amazon tends to run everything on hours watched, and I think a lot of the streaming companies look at that as their active metric.
Yeah, that makes sense. Jacob, I kind of want to get the Getting Started box sets for the Space Marine HQs and models. Oh yeah, they're always really good. And I think the Getting Started, Start Collecting, they have a few different tiers of it. So it's the very, very base level, and then there's another level that has more models, and another level that has more models, and the one with the most is the best deal for your models. But that's all on their website. They I mean, they're beautiful models. War Budgies and the Primal Archon done. We'll post pics and then go to bed. Yay! Night, folks. Catch you all. Yeah, we're over time. I've just been yammering on about movies. Yeah, so Attack on Titan was supposed to end early, like Aaron dies and everyone else does too, but the editor asked the artist to make it a series.
That makes a lot of
That
sense.
answers a lot of questions, actually. Does the Endeavor have a Discord for community mini pics? Does this Endeavor? No, I haven't made a Discord yet. I just have my Facebook, and so when I post the stream for that night, people can just reply to that if you're on Facebook. I've talked about looking into the Discord community, but it's one of those things that I'm not sure when I'd get to. So I have like a Discord for Valhalla, and that was complicated enough for me. Like, why am I so bad at this?
Well, it's just a lot of time investment.
Yeah. I really like the couple of songs or whatever they're called for Dark Tide, and they're really good. Oh, Dark Tide, I'm so excited. So admittedly, I'm kind of a fangirl for Fat Shark anyway. They're this little Swedish company that have just done, they hit way above their weight class for what they do. It's Vermintide and then Vermintide 2 were amazing games, and so I'm got a really high expectation. Like, I think that Dark Tide's gonna nail it. So also, did you guys hear that Resident Evil 4 and Silent Hill 2 are getting remakes? Unfortunately, I did. I haven't even watched all the trailers for them because there was like 4 or 5 announcements for Silent Hill games that came out. It's ridiculous. And the one I watched was the Silent Hill function, F, but it was written like a function. And that one looked interesting, but no idea what to expect from it. Oh, okay, Melinda, so you'll do pre-orders on Etsy. Let's see. Jasper Kide has done the soundtrack for Dark Tide. He also did Vermintide and all the Hitman games. Ah, lovely. See, I'm not complaining about the overtime. Bjorn and I are making good progress. Well, I'm so going to probably call it here. Go eat dinner or something. But thank you all for joining me on this stream. And in 2 weeks, the plan is to just stream some fun Dark Tide footage. So hopefully we'll see you there. I don't know if any of the gift guide stuff was helpful or useful to you, or if you even do holiday shopping for people, not yourself. But there's the head of a Balrog. There we go, yeah. Make him face the screams. Yum, yum, yum.
With the solid black on him still. It just looks like he has like Goku hair.
He's Dragon Ball
Yeah.
Z. It's gone Saiyan, Super Saiyan.
It's kind of blown out right now.
Well, yeah, let me fix it real quick and then we'll head out. But
Yeah, I mean, I know it's just not blended or finished yet. It's just at this stage. It's just kind of
There
funny.
we go. That's a little bit better.
beautiful. Well, yes, so hopefully we'll see you all in 2 weeks. Thank you all again so much for joining. Have a great week. Happy hobbying. See you later.